Bati-Bati Book Club.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, those who lie betwixt or outside, to yet another episode of the Bati-Bati Book Club. I am your host, the Kyle Protostar Fletcher, a puttin' vile blokes in stretchers, Squill, joined as always by Walk, and none other than SamTheVAMod. How's it going, gentlemen?
Yay!
Well, I tell you what, Squill, it's been 5,000 years since we've done this, and I've turned into Walkie Funk, and I'm here to tell you that this podcast is back, and I'm very excited for it to be back.
That was some beautiful clipping.
Hey, you know, I'm trying to. I literally haven't used this mic in any professional context in. I think the last time I used it was Fortnite. So, you know.
Put it right through its paces with Fortnite. Yeah.
Just screaming at the top of my lungs. Anyways, we have an awesome guest today. We have most returningest guest, Sam.
Hi, it's good to be back at the book club, honestly, and back just in around this time of year as well. It's like an early Christmas present for myself to be back at the book club as well.
Yeah.
And talking about another wrestler that I absolutely love.
Who are we talking about? I don't know.
It is none other than Fit, aka David, aka Other Things Finlay.
The good David Finlay.
The good David Finlay. Also known as
The
Dave
good
Finlay. Also known as Young Apollo.
Young Apollo?
Yeah, I'm unclear where that comes from.
Where is it? Sam, do you have context on that one?
No. As a matter of fact, I don't.
Oh, when has he been a young Apollo? Let's do some investigative journalism.
But he does. But this is the first wrestler I believe we're talking about in the book club that has been appointed an MBE. So we're talking about a member of the British Empire here.
Oh, of course. Of course. So,
You guys want to talk, because Sam is the one I'm most interested to hear context on Finlay, but I wanted to ask Walk about when you first saw Finlay, what your impressions were, because like most people, obviously my first exposure was like the comedy stuff in WWE, but then I do remember eventually seeing some of his like World of Sport era stuff and being like, oh, this guy's a maniac.
I thought he was actually Hornswoggle's dad for a very long time. I thought for Shutski, that is just like his kid. I'm mostly familiar with Hornswoggle. At the time, I was more familiar with Hornswoggle. I've seen him live.
As have I.
3 times? 2 times?
Not that many, but...
Two times.
Swoggle gets around on the Midwest Indies.
He does, and I've seen him in a high school gym and in Indiana. I will never escape Hornswoggle. It is my curse in life. I always saw him. Every time I saw Finlay, I was like, "Who is this egg-shaped fuck? I don't know anything about you. I bet you don't even have good matches. You're just so round." He's a very round individual, respectfully, of course.
Yes. Built like a brick shit house in the most Irish sense possible.
He's built like one of those green egg grills.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I only knew him as Hornswoggle's dad.
All right, Sam. So tell me about Finlay.
So my first exposure to Finlay, funnily enough, would have been WCW, as I've discussed many a time on Sweet Chin Wagon, any chance I get with people. WCW was the bigger promotion over here in the UK because it was shown on terrestrial television. Most notably, in the early 90s. It was shown on ITV, and then eventually it would be on Channel 5. But yeah, it was like early 90s that I would start seeing Dave Finlay. Of course, he was billed as Fit Finlay when he debuted against William Regal. So that was like one of the very first sort of matches that I saw Finlay in. And eventually, of course, he would adopt the blonde, spiky hair, looking like a Brian Knobbs knockoff. But that's neither here nor there. We don't talk about hardcore era Fit Finlay. I would bring, of course, then Nick would next see Finlay, debuting for SmackDown and having that rivalry with Matt Hardy, eventually, of course, being Hornswoggle's dad. But a funny thing about it is my dad, I remember my dad specifically watching an episode of SmackDown with me. And he was like, Finlay, that reminds me of a guy called Fit Finlay that I used to watch on World of Sport. And this is where I turned around to him and said, you do realise that's the same person? And he went, no fucking way. Is he still alive? He said, yeah, he's still very much alive and wrestling me, even at his age. But yeah, the thing is with because again, growing up as a teenager, they would show reruns of World of Sport, and I was watching that, and he was the top heel of World of Sport. Like the famous thing is that he would always face off against Marty Jones for the middleweight championship, but also that he also had the second and third highest viewed World of Sport episodes, facing off against Big Daddy during I believe it was the 84 and 86 FA Cup final. So, of course, millions of people were watching the FA Cup final, but during half time, they would have Big Daddy versus Fit Finlay.
And let's make it very clear that there has never been a peak in Brit Res ever that has been Big Daddy. Big Daddy is the GOAT. There's been no man shaped quite like a Scotch egg, quite like him. Just an absolute beast.
There's a beauty to becoming a top babyface just because people like you.
He's just a lad.
Exactly. I don't think you're ever going to be a top babyface, and especially because your name is Shirley Crabtree as well. I can never understand why he was never billed by his name, because Shirley Crabtree is such a British name, and it would have got so over.
The alternative is Big Daddy, which sounds mildly perverse, but I guess it makes sense because he's everyone's dad.
May I also say as well that Big Daddy also was the spokesperson for a tomato ketchup brand over here called Daddy's Sauce, which I think is the perfect brand synergy.
That's fucking foul. It's called Daddy's Sauce.
It really is. It's yeah.
That's not real. Let me look this up.
It's very much real because they did ketchup and they did brown sauce as well, which is A1 sauce in America.
Sauce? What
the
fuck is this? What's it got a big foam on it?
Because that's where you insert the brown. That's where you insert the brown sauce. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't like the face that's on Daddy's Sauce. What the fuck? God. We can't be talking about wrestling here. Daddy's Sauce is in the way. Look at that face. That is a face only the British would love.
It's your favourite. That was the tagline for Daddy's Sauce. It's your favourite. No,
it's your favourite Daddy's Sauce?
I think one of my favorite Britishisms is having some sort of food dish and just labeling it as like brown. And you're like, that's cryptic in a way that I'm not okay with.
That's appetizing. I like a big cup of brown.
He's got it. I would have thought he was British there.
As a last note on Finlay before we get into specific matches, he has something that I admire about a lot of wrestlers, is that throughout these matches, what surprised me is more than he didn't, like, he was pretty much the same regardless of what promotion he went to and in what era. Mm-hmm. And that kind of unwillingness to change it all when it's not necessary is just something I love in my wrestlers. I've talked a lot about how Sheamus, another Irishman, but he never seemed to really change himself to work the WWE house style. And I love guys like this who can just make that work.
Mm-hmm. And I want to note one insane comparison before we get too far into this. Um, I've noticed there's a theme to all of Finlay's matches. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it is literally just Finlay beating the shit out of the dude for like the whole match for the most part. The only like fair contest it felt like was him against Benoit. The rest were just absolute dog walkings by Finlay.
Yep.
Marty Jones was able to fight back a little more. Um, so I was watching back the matches, and I was like, is this guy just like Brock Lesnar with like less suplexes? Because I feel like that's the same format for like a lot of Brock's matches. Is that he's a big scary guy that throws you around, but instead of throwing you around, he's hitting you with the trench digger armbar.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
interesting that he gets, even when he gets to the Fed, he gets like really extended heat segments.
Yeah.
Super extended heat segments. It's
Which yeah, even on like a TV match, if he has like a 10-minute TV match, the heat segment is like at least 6 minutes.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
With map work as well, which is so
Yeah.
unheard of in modern day, like, I say modern day, but like mid-2000s WWE.
On the
But you
note of
guys are
Marty,
doing holds? What the fuck is this? We're trying to do suplexes. We got stories to tell, brother.
on the note of Marty Jones, I'd like to go to our first match where we go to Dartford, Kent, and we are in joint promotions professional wrestling.
Now I've got to ask.
You know what's really funny about this, and maybe this is a case of me doxing myself. Dartford used to be sort of my local spot, which makes this even weirder for me. So it's like when I saw that it was from Dartford, I was like, no way, is this in Dartford?
I was gonna say, how is Dartford? It's in Kent, so I can imagine it's only
I'm not being
fine.
controversial here when I say that Dartford is a shithole.
Oh, this is shocking to a beast like me.
I believe you told me that the two parts of Kent are like Hot Fuzz and then like Detroit.
Yes, and Dartford is very much Detroit.
Dude, it looked charming.
So it's here I have to ask about Finley's manager, who I did find out is his wife. It was his wife, who is Mexican, I believe, but
Is she
she's dead.
Mexican?
Yeah, her name is Valdez. So I guess
Oh,
I'm making
okay.
things. But he's joined apparently by for most of his like big World of Sport run, he was joined by a Native American princess, and
Yep.
I want to know
Yeah.
how that came to be.
So it started off, if memory serves me correct, of course, Princess Paula meets Fit Finlay. You know, they very
Princess
much are
Paula.
very much in love with one another, and of course they get married. And the whole basis of when Finlay starts in World of Sport is that he has the manager, and being a heel, of course, being a heel manager, they have all of that stuff. The it comes very much from the history of the promotion and of World of Sport in general.
Racism?
As I've seen you
Weird
exactly,
racism.
that's it. Because guys, remember, I've talked to you so much about the New Japan wrestlers that would make the excursions over to World of Sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like.
Quick
If
kick
memory
Lee.
serves me
That's like
correct, Jushin Liger was Fuji Yamada, and Sayama, I think, was Quick Kick Lee.
I
So,
was gonna
like,
say they'd be naming dudes like Kung Fu Kyle or some shit, and it's like Tatsumi Fujinami.
let's not mention even Kendo Nagasaki.
Ugh, let's not.
Um, but yeah, it's funny because I know that Paula Valdez is of Spanish heritage. I believe she lived in Manchester, or Lancashire area. So
Mhm.
it's sort of like I guess there is something there, but at the same time, no, there isn't.
What is
Yeah.
this polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
Exactly. It feels like that to me in certain respects. But what I will say is, Princess Paula was a great heel manager. She was really good at what she did. Always helped Finlay out to make it get you draw even more heat from the grannies in the crowd. I believe she passed away in 2013.
No,
and was
I agree.
inducted into the British Wrestlers Hall of Fame in 2016. Well deserved. She is such an iconic part of World of Sport, and in essence, quite an iconic part of Fit Finley's career in World of Sport.
She reminded me a lot of I'm blanking on her name. When Macho Man was a heel, what was that lady's name?
Oh,
Heel Man.
Sensational Sherry?
Yeah. She was doing a very
Yes.
similar job, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Evil-looking lady.
and especially when you have the format of rounds, um, having the heel manager becomes more important to um, emoting when you have the ridiculous, like putting the towel on them, making sure they're ready to go for
Mhm.
the next round.
I like especially how most of it feels like Finlay is trying to impress his wife, girlfriend,
Yes.
princess.
Yes.
So it's like I think it's the first fall that Marty gets on him. That like Finlay looks so sad, and Princess Paula is like berating him for
Yeah.
losing one fall. It is so funny how he goes so like he gets like Droopy the dog face
I
so
love it
quickly.
because it goes from being so lovey-dovey after picking up the first fall to immediately getting slapped in the face.
What is wrong with you? I also want to note that it would appear that Fit Finlay stole Misawa's outfit and attached shamrocks to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
Irish Misawa.
Irish Misawa. But
It,
instead of elbows, it's knees.
So,
yep.
with the beginning of the match, something I enjoyed about this is there's basically no feeling out process, which
Mm.
is rather atypical from the World of Sport matches I've seen. Like, Finley just goes for it.
Now, I do
Yeah.
want to note that our totally legal copy of this World of Sport match does start at the 4th round and not the 1st round.
With, may I
Yes.
just add as well, Dickie Davis of World of Sport fame hosting and bringing us into the proceedings.
I, yeah,
Commentary by Kent Walton, by the way.
Yeah, I note the TV show ass presentation, especially for the time with like 50 people with typewriters in the background.
I was not expecting to see Dickie Davis. I was like, I thought we were going to get straight into the wrestling action. No, World of Sport host Dickie Davis is going to introduce us to the wrestling.
I have to ask because I am not a bruv. Who is Dickie Davis?
So, Dickie Davis was the main presenter of the sports show on ITV called World of Sport. Now, World of Sport,
Oh.
oh god, World of Sport was basically like your proto sports center in a sense, where they would show
Oh,
not
okay.
only football, they would show rugby, they would show horse racing, motorbike racing, rally cross, um,
That's why they.
skiing, all of these different sorts of sports. But the most popular one was pro wrestling.
That's why they have the like football scores,
Yes, in case
like
you're
halfway through
wondering,
the match.
Arsenal is
Yeah.
winning throughout the match.
I
Arsenal
was,
is
I was,
whooping
I was
ass.
hoping you guys would bring that up because I was like, I wonder what they'd think of the football results being shown on screen.
Quite frankly, I'm sick of AEW not showing me the college football stats midway through. I'm trying to see that, not Kyle Fletcher do whatever. That guy's a bum. Huh? Anyways,
Dang it! I want to see what Kent State are doing for Christ's
what
sake.
are Kent State up to?
So
Um,
evidently nothing of note happened in the previous rounds, which I find it interesting. Thinking about it once again as a TV segment, not necessarily this isn't designed to be the match in full, but rather to
yeah.
be something you could format for television.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I think they did a good job of formatting it. But
Oh,
Yeah.
mm.
like I do enjoy we get right into this, and I forgot that Finley can like grapple, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but not just like where he's like slapping on like a quarter Nelson and grinding you against the mat or something like he would in his mat work, but this guy like knows his holds and can transition incredibly quickly.
Yeah, especially this era where he's like not egg shaped, respectfully, of course. So he can kind of just he's much more athletic, and there is a lot of spots in this match where it is like let me see here. It's like he hits it in a Soto, but like he has a backpack style. I'm pretty sure. I might be thinking of it.
Yes.
I think I might have been thinking of the Tiger Mask one. But there's also a lot of spots like that where it's like he has like a test of strength like wrist lock thing, and he's like
Hmm.
picking the dude up and just like throwing him on the ground. I always think those are fun. And he gets some major air across this whole match.
Yeah.
Um, like the penis first Brett spot that happens.
Yes.
Um, he eats the dog shit out of uh, that corner buckle.
It's the FUD he makes to the other corner buckle as well when he
Ooh.
gets thrown into it. The
Yeah,
audible
yeah.
whack.
It's very fun. Um, and then there is a single leg crab, Shades of Michael Oku. I know so much about British wrestling you don't even know. Uh, then there's a 12-6 elbow from Marty while he's being hoisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
I
wondering,
love that. A fireman's carry submission.
Oh
A
yeah.
fireman's carry submission, and Marty counters that with an electric chair elbow straight to the dome. Bonk.
Isn't
Do you
a
have any?
fireman's
Do you
carry
have any
submission?
exposition for us on Marty Jones, by the way, that you think's
Uh,
important for the viewers to know?
Oh gosh, Marty Jones up there with Johnny Saint and Mark Rocco as such as like, dare I say, the pillars of world of sport. That those guys were so influential to the British wrestling scene. Like they were the guys that put butts in seats for leisure centres and hall and village halls across the country, because those guys were the ones that went out there and had, you know, 6, 7 round classics where they were just running rings around their opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an athletic freak. I did not expect it just
Yeah.
due to what he looks like. Um,
He
but
just
yeah,
looks like a dude.
when he gets going, oh my god, that guy has hops.
Yeah,
He-
I think in World of Sport especially, there's a bigger emphasis for the baby faces just to look like a dude.
yeah.
Like one Shirley Crabtree. You've seen that guy at least once at the pub. You've seen a Marty Jones also at that same pub. I don't know what you guys do, if I'm being real. Fish
No,
and
literally,
chips.
you work down the mine during the day, and in the afternoon, you get in the wrestling ring and have a little grapple, and then go back in the mines in the evening.
You go inside Sam's coal mine so you can throw it into England's burners to power it back up. Take
Exactly.
his computer for editing.
Yeah, yeah. I
Exactly.
feel like you are on something there because it occurred to me that the only guys who like I can think of from this area who look not like that are the heels.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like no, Finlay looks like a dude, but he's
Yeah, yeah, but
Irish, so he's not relatable
he
like
to
looks
the
like a guy
to the
you
World of
could
Sport audience.
he looks like a guy you could put on American TV wrestling though in his
Yeah,
prime
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
versus most of the World Sport baby faces not so much.
Who, who's
like
that little?
I would say Dynamite and Davy Boy were the only two, and well, that worked
Mm,
out well for them because they were able to get jobs over in America.
I mean, look at those guys. I mean, no man has ever done more steroids than Dynamite and
Davy
Bulldog in
Boy,
their
yep.
prime.
Yeah.
Um,
So with the first fall is what we're talking about of just that extended heat segment.
Mhm.
yeah,
Finley, the way he combines, I mean, I'm a sucker for this. The way he combines strikes into the limb work is something I
Yes.
just absolutely adore.
yeah.
Yeah, it adds to his consistent nature of being a shit heel.
Mm-hmm.
And that he will use those strikes either as a way to weaken that limb or to get a cheap shot in.
But
And
at the
And I
same
love it.
time,
his kicks look great, by the way.
Oh, it's so
yeah.
good.
All of his kick, I think it's similar to the secret of the Terry Funk Punch, where it is just straight up kicking the guy.
Yeah,
Um,
he's throwing like John Jones oblique kicks at Marty Jones, which is insane.
Yes!
He does do that. I think his downfall actually is his stomps because the ref gives him penalties. If I'm being real, I think World of Sport has too many rules. I think it's
Just a
uh,
tiny bit. Just a
it,
tiny bit.
we're not allowed to stomp our opponent. This is pro wrestling. That's like one of the least offensive things we can do to the human body.
Yeah, in World of Sport, you're not allowed to hit a downed opponent.
Yeah.
And you're only allowed to hit them, once they come up for the from the 10 count. Um,
Which
which
is
is,
like
I know,
really,
it's quite silly.
it's really funny because in a weird way it reminds me of Pancrase, where you weren't
Mm.
technically supposed to throw ground. Well, there was a gentleman's agreement to not throw ground and pound unless you were really pissed.
Just Calvin Ball.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's fully like Marty Jones when he's off his back, he'll throw strikes sometimes to get Finlay off him, um, and that's cool. I guess the
So
down
it's
opponent can hit back.
so you could do up kicks, but you can't do down kicks. I understand it now. Makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I have the Heat segment playing in the background here, and something I'm a sucker for, right, is I love when you can figure four your arms in any way. Like a lot of the times, maybe you could speak to this doing BJJ, but like if I can do an excuse to grab like a Kimura grip on anything, I'll do it.
it feels pretty
I
cool.
love Finley's Kimura grip half crab,
Yeah.
the double wrist lock he gets on
Yeah.
it. It
Yeah.
it makes anything you do look more believable by just adding like a somewhat familiar looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's it it it's similar to how you finish an ankle lock too. I'm sure that isn't how he was intending it, because this is like 1900. But it does look more believable when you add a Kimura grip to anything.
Well, you forget like the toe hold and ankle lock are like old ass
Oh
submissions.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
this match is what made me remember like, oh yeah, Finley knows catch wrestling. Because
Yeah.
Yep.
there's some pretty disgusting. They're like doing arm drags, but not pro wrestling arm drags, like amateur
Yeah.
wrestling arm drags.
I
Yep.
noted that. I noted that it was like, oh wait, did Marty just do like an actual arm drag and not like an arm drag? Arm drag?
Yeah, he'll like hold a regular arm drag and then he throws him up to work up the arm, and it's just
Yep.
such a beautiful transition.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that transition so much, and I wish more wrestlers would use it because it looks so cool.
This world of sports stuff. It seems pretty realistic to me. Please ignore the hypnotized man in the background.
Yeah.
Um, then there's big Boss Rutan guy, Fit Finlay.
Oh, the splits! The Buzz
Yeah.
Rutan splits when he's
Uh,
oh.
all we need to do is make a connection to Nigel McGuinness, and then we have like a full circle here with all the Sam episodes.
I know,
Mhm.
right? I know.
Oh, wait a minute, I've got it. This is in Kent, and Nigel McGuinness is from Kent.
There we go.
The circle is complete.
The circle is complete. I've finished the story. And then I note while I'm watching the match, Marty Jones really the John Cena of fat British guys.
Yep.
And then Marty Jones does a snake eyes into the corner buckle. Pretty cool.
Mm.
And then that moves over to round 8, and then there's a double Boston Crab. Pretty cool. I didn't know they were calling it the Boston Crab.
Yep.
If I'm being real, I don't know when it becomes the Boston Crab, where it gets that name from. It doesn't really look like. Does it look like? It kind of looks like a crab. Now that I'm thinking about it, like if you're facing it frontward, you're kind of like turning into a crab with your opponent. Anyways, more football scores, and then the power lock.
Yes, the
Marty
power
Jones
lock.
finisher, which is just an ankle lock, but you set it up like a sharpshooter. That's pretty sick.
Yes.
And then Marty Jones, I think he like dunks on the ref at the end of the round to get into the action, which is pretty sweet. Like bunny hops over him.
Yep.
And then
boof.
yeah, and then Finlay just like it tosses Marty Jones Aikido style.
Mm-hmm.
And Marty is back in it. This match is pretty hype. Finlay gets a second warning because he keeps kicking Marty while down. I don't know why he keeps doing that. It's not really giving him that much of a benefit. But then there is a Finlay like drop kicks Marty to the outside,
Yeah, he
and
is
then
he's a complete freak with these kicks.
yeah,
Really
I don't
is,
know
yeah.
because you have his drop kick, but also even his regular ones. I'd be really curious to know if at any point he had tried like Taekwondo or something, because he keeps throwing these really beautiful side kicks,
yeah,
and it's just they look really good.
Mm.
Especially those insane looking oblique kicks,
yeah. The John Jones ones.
which is terrifying to me because he's clearly not pulling them. Um,
No, no, no,
yeah.
definitely not.
That's the secret of the Finlay kick.
One thing I love as well, bringing that up walk when it spills to the outside, is when Marty, like when Marty and Fit spill outside. I just love the immediate reaction is all the grannies from ringside get up and help Marty get back in the ring.
Get up, Sonny! You need to kick this Irish
But they
bastard's ass.
don't pick up Fit. If anything, they probably if
They're
security
probably
weren't
spitting
there,
on him.
they would have beaten the shit out of Finley with their handbags.
You brute! You brute!
Oh, I loved it.
Massive the cross body, by the way, spilling to the outside is nuts. It looks like absolute trash in the best
yeah.
way. And then Finlay sets up the chocolate kisses on the top rope. If anybody noticed that.
Yep.
But Marty throws him to the outside. Finlay gets kneed while down, and then he sells it like Aljamain Sterling style.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But that doesn't get a warning because the ref is obviously biased. But Marty gets his penalties in as he does a tombstone and then a top rope dive.
A flipping senton, which I was just
A
like,
flipping
holy
senton.
shit, Marty Jones.
I don't know, you could do that. The tombstone looked extra fucked up because Finlay didn't even grab against
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Jones's waist.
Finlay never grabbed, and it just made it look even worse because it's just like this man is going to get dumped on his head.
And then he did. And then he did. But Marty gets thrown to the outside by Finlay. But that's it. That's a DQ for Finlay, and Marty wins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Title change.
Title change.
Yes, world middleweight champion Finlay loses his title via disqualification to world middleweight champion Marty Jones.
Much like Aljamain Sterling. He won it off of DQ.
Yeah.
That was a fun match. Fun
Yeah,
little match.
I loved the I know that the term like realism is kind of ridiculous in this day and age, but just I think all of the little things add grit to the mat work. His strikes are phenomenal. The flying knees he throws off the Irish whip.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I love about the pacing of a match like this, it's not unlike like 80s New Japan, is when you have such grounded bat work, once you start running the ropes, it feels like a car crash, like something's about to go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Which sets off those big like explosive knees and other impact moves so well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some good stuff right there.
And Marty Jones, who I had not seen almost anything of, deeply impressed me. He reminded me a lot of Bret Hart, and that he's not necessarily the most charismatic, like just like doesn't jump out to the crowd, but there's just like there's a quiet likability to the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he looks like a bloke.
Yes, he does.
And that's relatable to the crowd.
But
Proper fucking bloke.
The rules are slightly incomprehensible if you haven't watched a lot of World of Sport.
I think the first time me and Squill watched this, we were genuinely confused what was the ending. Because we didn't realize there was, like, a warning system. And we thought it was just, like, normal, like, pro wrestling, just, like, the ref warning them. And then when the match ended, we were like, that's it! That's... Huh?
Yeah, he hits like a shining wizard, and then it's just over.
Yeah.
Just the kids weren't ready. Kids weren't ready for Keiji Muto at that time.
That's true. That's the most dangerous move in wrestling.
Anyone have any final thoughts on this match?
Fun match. I like the presentation a lot. Yeah, fun
West
little
Ham's
match.
up 2-0 at the end.
Hey!
Celtic still managing a 0-0 draw, which was crazy. Honestly, I always love watching World of Sport. It always has a neat place in my heart because of just the atmosphere, the smoke-riddled leisure centres and village halls, and just two
racism.
guys that look like blokes beating the piss out of one another whilst grannies go, "Fucking hurt him! It's him!"
Adam.
By the way, somehow Finlay, I think, is the least racist Irish character I've seen from World of Sport.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy how that works.
He's at least just kind of normal.
I feel like every heel for World of Sport is very strange. It's like the conglomeration of evil that they had, which was like a Nazi, some guy from Iraq, and like a third guy. It's a true conglomeration of evil.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then it's like Big Daddy and his merry men or whatever that group was.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like the short little guy. I don't know how else to describe him, but short little guy.
So with this, we move to an even grainier copy of the match we have, which is David Finlay, and
Dave.
we're over in Japan against Tiger
Ah.
Mask. Speaking of guys with racist opinions.
Ah,
It's Satoru Sayama.
Yeah.
Satoru Sayama. Eye of the Tiger starts us off for this match.
We don't
it's
pay
Finlay.
royalties in Japan.
No.
Exactly.
We only care about our copyright laws when it's our properties.
So we begin. Yes, you're right. He walks out to Eye of the Tiger, assumably to mock poor Sayama.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. And there are a bunch of 8-year-old girls in the ring.
Is that? I don't remember the 8-year-old girls, if I'm being real.
They're presenting Sayama with flowers,
Oh.
which is very nice of them.
And Dave Finlay with disgust, but that's neither here nor there.
Dave Finlay eats the flowers.
A similar thing happens when the Tiger Mask versus Fujiwara, where a bunch of ladies give flowers to both competitors, and then Yoshiaki Fujiwara John Elway's that shit into the crowd.
Yep.
I was gonna say Finlay doesn't have that aura about him that he can just throw the flowers.
Instead, there's a great bit where the little girls give him the flowers, and he like shakes one of their hand, and then he just like gets rid of it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not quite as evil as Fujiwara if we're building on the scale here.
The Fujiwara scale, and it's just throwing flowers.
Because he just nailed someone in the front row.
Yes,
yeah. Fujiwara.
Oh, fuck! Oh! Yeah. But at the start of this match, Sayama starts doing his usual warm-up bit, but Finlay interrupts it by just, like, getting in his face before the match happens.
Yes.
Which is super sick.
I've never seen an underrated thing about, at least something like I was taught when I was in wrestling training. Not like I was a master or anything. I trained for like 7 months. But thinking about the physical space of the ring and how you like occupy different parts of it is so important, especially from a heel here. And Finlay, like, in MMA, you think about cage cutting, of trying to like take away space. It always feels to me like Finlay is trying to constrict space away from his opponents.
Yes.
And Sayama wants to bounce around and do his warm-up thing like you're saying, and he immediately closes the distance, Finlay.
Yeah.
Something I really appreciate, and the fact that this is this early on in his career as well, where his psychology is so on point, and his spatial awareness of where he is in the ring and how to, in a sense, carve the psychology of a match by being the complete polar opposite and making damn sure that his opponent's advantages are just cut straight away. He's so good at that.
And we get more inexplicable, talking about how he just gets like the Brock Lesnar treatment. This is against one of the top stars of the company.
Yeah.
And he gets to bitch him out for most of this match.
He really
I-
does.
I think I have 5 moves, 6, 7 moves from Tiger Mask in this entire match. 8. Excuse me. I have to include the several arm drags he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
But most of it is just Finlay walking around the arena, just hitting Tiger Mask's arm. It just working limbs for like 5,000 years. I like this match.
Mhm.
It just, holy shit, they have a long heat segment. If I were to complain about Finlay, holy shit, sometimes the heat segments go on too long. I mean, it feels, we're gonna talk about it with I think the last match we'll
Yeah,
talk
the
about.
last match.
Mm.
Yeah, literally the longest heat segment known to man.
Yeah.
But I, in this match includes the legendary Trench Digger armbar, which I am taking credit for. Which is that weird armbar you see where guys like put the boot on the face and like on the armpit, and they're like grabbing onto the hand and just like pulling on the shoulder.
Yep.
Yeah, like a stump puller, but with the arm.
Yeah. So I only know how to describe it as like you're digging a trench.
Yeah.
It's it's a move of all time.
The arm work in general is some of the gnarliest shit I've ever seen. Because one of
Yes.
my favorite things he does, Finley does like an arm wringer, except he pulls in so he's facing him, and he puts his hand like he grabs the other guy's or grabs Sayama's hands like puts his interlaces his fingers with his hand, and then
Mhm.
like puts the other arm on the bicep, like bracing it and starts pushing it. And it just
Yeah.
looks like he's
Ooh.
fully crunching the arm.
Yep.
Just foul. Just foul stuff.
And then,
And then he's
once he's on the ground, he goes to the wrist. And yeah, he literally works his way all the way, like, up the arm. Like he's moving, or rather down. He starts at the shoulder and works down to the wrist throughout
Mhm.
the heat segment. And it's legitimately brilliant. I haven't seen that, like, articulate of mat work in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then he starts like smashing the arm into the guardrail and shit.
Oh, yeah. And by
Super
the way,
sick.
he hits multiple judo throws on Sayama.
Yeah.
Uh, who's teaching this man this stuff?
Yeah, I think I note the Uchimata the long way backpack style in my notes.
Oh yes, yes, the piggyback combo.
The
as I
piggyback
called it.
Uchimata. And a wrist lock suplex somehow.
Yeah, he also does like a like an overhook throw at one point.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
although it's kind of like weirdly inverted, but yeah. So I don't. Who's teaching him this is my question.
I have to assume he got a lesson in Japan. He met like one judoka.
But the Uchimata spot is kind of integral to the especially the later parts of this match. What a great spot! Like if I was still wrestling, I would steal that. Just because it allows the baby face to sort of hulk up and try to grab the rear naked choke and
Yes.
counter it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. It's super cool.
And then of course you're yanking on the arm, so you can add that there.
Yeah. There's a big crossbody through this heat segment by Tiger Mask. Pretty cool.
I find it
Uh,
interesting that it is mostly just a heat segment, but rather than landing a lot of offense, how Sayama reminds you that he's still in the fight is like flipping out of holds and stuff. And like he
Yes.
shows
yeah.
he's not hurting Finley, but he's showing defiance in that way. And he's
Mm.
convincing
Yeah.
you that he's still trying to win.
Yeah, like his arm drags that he does throughout the match to try to keep it even. I note sarcastically that one arm drag makes this even.
Yep. Yep, pretty
Uh,
much.
and then on my 16th note, I say, all right, here we go again with the infinite arm work glitch. Uh, And then, let's see here. Big suplex from Tiger Mask.
Yep.
Then the octopus stretch from Sayama. Shout out to his past employer, because this is in UWF, I believe, right?
Yes, it is.
This is the before shoot style era.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe during? Was
Well, yeah,
Maeda doing that sort of stuff?
This is the birth of shoot style, yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. We have a spinning heel kick into Tombstone.
Again,
Yeah.
Finlay not holding on to the waist, they literally getting dumped on top of his head.
Sayama's like 5 feet tall.
How is he still alive and in good shape?
He's in the same shape, we'll say.
He's
Oh,
he's
yeah,
Irish. That's
yeah.
the biggest difference. He's Irish.
Well, I did have a theory that it's Irish people can't get concussions, but that might be racist.
It might be.
I'm just basing this on the fact that my dad's family is from Ulster, and he's been hit by a car twice and seems relatively fine. So,
It sounds about right, honestly.
yeah.
We won't go over the biological reasons because it'll actually get racist. But I have theories.
You have theories.
And then there's a butterfly suplex, which is pretty cool. There's a pile driver.
I'm really impressed by how Finlay, he doesn't seem to skip a beat going into like a very pro-res style. Because I was just thinking about the pacing of it. It seems very natural. As you get to the ending like bomb throwing segment that all pro-res matches have to have.
Mm-hmm. He does, yeah. And all of the bombs really come from Sayama as well, so it gives it more of a reward for the people want to root for Sayama because he is doing all the cool moves.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sayama channels his inner what the fuck is his name in New Japan? Pegasus, we'll say.
Yeah.
We might see a little more from him in a bit. Flying headbutt. But Finlay moves out of the way. Then they go back to the limb work, and then an arm drag by Sayama, and it gets the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's.
Hey, the arm drag makes it even.
It is a legitimately very fun comeback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very fun segment.
And well earned.
Sayama, note for the pile driver, he does it straight up Terry Funk style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, no man has dirty funked it quite like Sayama there. So y'all like Chris Benoit?
Well, I just had a final note on the Sayama match.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say. Well, at first I was gonna ask Sam what his opinions were, but he also does hit like a perfect Sayanage earlier in the match. Because I just replayed the clip, and like to the point where it looks. I don't know how long he was practicing that, but it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. He does hit that Sayanage perfectly.
Sam, do you have any last thoughts on this match before we move on?
Yeah, on paper, you kind of get the feeling that this might not be as smooth a match as it could be, because Sayama at that time, of course, had a lot more high flying stuff to him, because of course the Tiger Mask thing, and you get a catch wrestler in Finlay going in there. But my God, no, they worked really well together. And Finlay, again, it's just like, I want to know where he was learning all this stuff as well.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to kind of the weird violence commune spirit that is the Japanese dojo system, and especially during like the shoot style revolution era, where it seems to me, and basing on people who are around, we're talking about that backstage, all they did was just hang out and like roll together and then get into weird ego fights. But like they were just sharing all of their moves and techniques, and in that way, that's like very wholesome. Like when they talk about in Pancrase, how even though they're gonna fight each other, the guys would go roll with each other and like teach the other guys moves so that it'd be more entertaining. Like it's very evident during this tour of Japan, because Finlay, I believe, had done a tour with New Japan before this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to imagine that the guys he would later work with in UWF, he met a lot of them there, and probably picked up some of the the Japanese shoot elements.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so just I appreciate anyone who can be a student like that, and being willing open to that style. Because yeah, he did. I was double fact checking myself. He faced Sayama a bunch in New Japan in
Yeah.
1983.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, assumably just working there and with Tiger Mask, he got that pro res shootiness to him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He knows a thing or two about the judos now.
I'll have to check after this. I'm going to check if any of their New Japan matches are on New Japan World because I'm very interested to see what a few years ago in from this match in New Japan what that looks like. And then I also in he did also work with Quick Kick Lee in England.
Oh, my favorite wrestler who went on to do nothing outside of England, I'm told, right?
Nothing at
Okay.
all.
Sam, I found it. I came across when researching this. I came across Skull Murphy quite a bit.
Who?
Can you
Ah,
exposit
he's
on Skull Murphy?
Skull Murphy, his tag partner when he started out, if memory serves me correct, a Canadian wrestler, I believe,
Oh,
as well.
okay.
Huh.
Yeah, quite prolific. A bit of a heel. I mean, if you've seen him, he was definitely a heel.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
looks the part.
I
basically
gotta look
was
this
the
guy up.
sort of the guy that was the veteran to the young Finlay.
This
If memory
is the
serves,
most evil
Yeah,
fucker I've ever
he looks
seen.
terrifying. I'll have to put the
He's
Like-
so scary.
he's like if George Steele was actually freaking evil.
He's
Yeah.
evil because he has no hair as opposed to George Steele having too much hair.
Mhm.
Uh,
But so with the note of tragedies, we'll go on to Chris Benoit.
oh, why?
God. Oh
I didn't even
God.
know he was sick.
Anyways, weep.
I
Oh,
put-
Rush is coming out.
Chris Pinoir. Glad we get to talk about this guy. No.
The famously normal guy.
We are in the prime SmackDown era. So of course
Yeah.
there are going to be some great TV matches.
Yeah.
Yep.
We get one Chris Benoit coming out.
And this
He's-
is the first round of the King of the Ring tournament.
Is it? I thought it was. It is.
Yep.
Is it the first round? Okay.
Yes, the first round.
Okay.
In beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
Ooh.
It produces such charming people such as John Moxley.
Which, for any viewers who aren't familiar with Cincinnati, John Moxley sums up the city pretty well.
He really does. I don't even really need to know much about Cincinnati, but he has a very in-depth, wordy description of what Cincinnati is like.
It's one of 3 cities in America I've ever felt like actively kind of in danger walking around. So
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
I like their spaghetti and chili
Skyline Chili, man, I'm not pro it.
because this guy is a bastard and nobody likes him. This guy's a jackass, bro. He's talking about some Cincinnati Skyline chili isn't good.
Can
Come
we
on,
talk
man.
about, by the way, after Benoit enters and Finlay comes out, I forgot Finlay's Titantron graphics are insane.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, it's the
Irish iconography.
it just put as much Irish shit inside of this guy's Tron as possible, and then we'll just have him say, I wonder what this guy's character is. I'm Finlay, and I like to fight.
Yeah,
Shit, okay.
really. Yeah, I wonder how long that one took.
I feel it's a good summation of his character across all iterations of him. Is that
Yeah.
he's just an Irish guy that likes to fight.
I mean, he's like the literal no gimmicks needed bit, because you look at him and you, because that's my favorite genre of wrestler. I've said before I like wrestlers who look legitimate, and more though that as a character you look at them and you immediately get what they're like. You know,
Yeah.
like Eddie Kingston, right? You look at that guy and you
Yeah.
immediately know what he's about.
Mhm.
I wonder if to some extent that's why Finlay works no matter where he goes. Because I don't think anyone needs that much explanation looking at Finlay.
Mm.
He is just a big son of a bitch that is going to be really mean to you, and he has the teeth to back that up.
Yes, he does.
Um, he's wearing his iconic outfit, which is the singlet, which is doing him no favors. Um, it is in charming green, which will eventually change colors in our last match we'll mention. It's out of the ring gears we've seen, which is the Misawa gear, my favorite. The
Yeah.
black shooter trunks he was wearing in the Tiger Mask match. And then here, I've got to say, it's kind of low tier, and I wish he went with something else for the rest of his career. It's kind of it's not a good look on him.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
By the way, a shout out with his WWE career, the knee braces he's wearing, because seeing after how he worked in World of Sport, that guy did ungodly amounts of damage to his knees.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't even put the knee pads on his knees.
No, they're
Hey,
like
you know,
on his, they're just below it.
Shins.
they're on his shins. Maybe he just has really bad shin splints.
Well, because it's like right at the knee line, like just below it.
Yeah.
So you can see that like maybe something to do with that joint there, but I believe that he has serious knee problems.
Oh, I imagine so.
Yeah.
But it won't
Um,
stop him from putting his knee right into the forehead of his opponent, which is,
No.
true British style. Like,
Yes.
I remember like interviews with people, it's like with Regal especially, is that if you were going to get a knee drop, he would put that knee square onto your forehead, and it would hurt like a bitch.
But it'll look really cool.
It'd look really good.
The match starts off with a collar and elbow tie.
I am
then-
such a big fan of a collar and elbow tie up. I love
Same.
It's pretty cool.
one of the
And this-
first like proper like things I got to do in wrestling training was they told me to work a collar and elbow for a full minute and try to make it interesting. And that is such a fun challenge, legitimately.
Mm.
And yeah, these guys. I mean, it's Benoit and it's Finlay, so you can guess what it is. But like, there's so much you can like. There's so much you can tell of like a story, even just with this.
Mhm.
And continuing the collar and elbow once they go to the outside,
Oh,
it's just
It's
like
so funny.
it's just. But maybe I'm
It
deranged.
makes sense.
But I find it really. It's really cool to me.
It's
Yeah,
cool, but also
it's-
pretty funny. It
Yeah.
shows how petty and angry both gentlemen are.
It's
That
like
they
Yeah.
both
won't
these
give up an inch.
both these guys, Mac technicians with a mean streak in the pair of them, and they're not letting go, not even
Mm.
for a second, to
It's
the
also-
Not-
to the point where it like spills outside.
It's also a spot
Absolutely.
that also proof that any spot can be boring, any spot can be exciting. Because this is a SmackDown crowd. You
And
know,
they popped
in
when they went to the
2016
outside.
Yes.
It's so cool. I don't know why Taz says Pitbull's locking jaws. I don't think Pitbulls do that.
Yeah,
don't-
unless
I-
they're implying they're like biting each other's necks, maybe.
But that's not. But that's how do you? Well, I feel like they mentioned Rams. The Rams one made sense, Taz.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's a spot where Finlay and Chris are all up against each other. And I hope Finlay and Chris Benoit kiss is the end note I have here on that segment. Benoit does a great job of displaying urgency in the ring. I think we mentioned that during the Matt Hardy episode.
Mm-hmm.
But Benoit does a great job with all ring work, or mat work, I should say. That he looks like he's about to be lit on fire every time.
Yeah.
He treats it with the urgency it deserves.
Like I love when like the first spot of after they almost kiss, he drops him down and he's trying to enter to go to like the sharpshooter, and it looks like it's basically like single leg X and like a
Yeah.
two contacts, and then Finlay turns and like reaps the leg
Yes.
to reverse it.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's like what I love is applying like quote unquote real logic to a silly pro wrestling position, like trying to reverse it.
For
And
sure.
Finlay legitimately looks like he's thinking about how to fight off his back in an intelligent way. And it's like
Yeah.
just like a little 5-second thing, but it means the world to me.
Even young Mr. Taz mentions that uh, Finlay is so dangerous because he can submit off his back. Nobody else can do that.
No, not a single one.
Um, and then Finlay does a really nice uh, little heel thing where he does the UFC eye poke rug pull to get a break, and then he just like, I think he like either elbows or eye pokes back Chris when he gets close to the corner.
Mm.
And then he goes into a flying scissor sweep. Somebody must have taught this guy fucking judo at some point, because that's
Also,
ridiculous.
also prior to that, they work a headlock for about a minute, and it's
Yeah,
good.
It's
it's a
great.
it's a good minute long headlock spot. Michael Cole is weird.
Yep.
Is the note, and I write down. They're talking about how fucked up both of these guys look. And Michael Cole says only a face a bartender in Ireland could love.
That was a
Thank
Vince
you,
line.
Michael Cole.
That was a
Yeah.
Vince
Thank you.
line.
Just like a bartender in Ireland. Ha ha. Michael Cole say that. Because he's Irish and he drinks, isn't that right?
I can only
You're-
imagine having Vince McMahon in your ear as a commentator is like
That's
the
gotta
best
suck.
well the best way to mimic schizophrenia.
Yes.
Like the symptoms of it.
You should talk about how this guy is Irish and how much he likes to eat.
But you gotta
Beer
promote the
potatoes.
network for $9.99 a month.
$9.99. You gotta
I do
get that.
it's nice to have Taz to offset it because having Taz commentate is like comforting to me. It's just
It
nice to
is.
have him there.
Yes.
He's probably the best ever bad commentator. It's pretty great.
Yeah, cool. Because
Mhm.
Taz is not trying to commentate; he's just hanging out. It's like, well, it's
He's with the
literally us.
boys.
It's literally us doing Bati-Bati book club. Is how
Yeah.
Taz commentates.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an Uchimata, and he's beating the shit out of him. This is great.
That's the Kuroshi Gurumo, bro. He calls that the El Camino.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
But
Christmas.
I don't know where you are, but the grounded knees that Benoit
Yeah.
does, that is, oh my god.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
He's doing
fucking
the
nuts.
Speaking of Aljo, he's doing the Peter Yan special.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's like one of the most fucked up strikes I've seen in a minute.
There's also the legendary. I think they show this bit more than any of the actual like dangerous moves. The Chris Benoit pimp slap that launches Finlay across the ring.
Yes.
There's this one big pimp slap, and both Michael Cole and Taz just go, "Oh my god! Show that shit again! Run it back!" And it's just him slapping him in the face. It's like,
Again, I love how Finlay always sells a chop at a slap as if he's just been shot by a fucking shotgun, and it's the
Yeah.
grimace on his face. I love the grimacing he
Well,
does because it makes it look
There's
like
something
it hurts.
really, and Sam, maybe you can talk to this, having done like some Muay Thai. I think a lot of times when you're sparring, you're kind of ready for a punch, but a
Yes.
slap is disorienting. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's why the Stockton slap is like is
so powerful.
famous. But yeah, an open-handed slap just feels different than getting hit by just like a blunt punch. So like in a strange way, I kind of believe that as a move that the pimp slap would be disorienting.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I just want to, as a note, because I have to, as the shoot style boy here.
There we go.
When he's working the headlock and like working from that like bulldog choke position, for a second, Benoit reaches over for the other arm and collects it like he's doing the Suzuki ride, where he's about to try to collect the arm for like a far side spinning armbar.
Yeah.
It's a really good bit.
Yeah.
And then Chris Benoit does like Muay Thai clinch knees as well from standing.
Yes.
Which is also nuts. And then he turns it into a backbreaker somehow into a 2. Taz really liked that pimp slap.
You have no idea how much money I would see for if Benoit had been like cut from WWE during this era and gone over to like Inokiism era New Japan. Like,
Dude.
imagine the match Benoit would have with Nagata.
I was gonna say that. I was like, that
Yeah.
the Nagata match would be legendary.
Or Benoit versus Murakami.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now walk with me, guys. Chris Benoit versus Bob Sapp.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
Good
probably
wrestler,
rule.
I'm told.
It'd probably
Good-
rule.
It would probably rule.
Yeah.
I've got another commentary weird moment.
Okay.
Michael Cole then says, Finlay is undefeated in barroom brawls.
Thank you, Vince.
And then Taz says, that's saying something in Ireland.
I actually have a weird crowd moment as well through this. I have it in my notes. Shout out to the guy in the crowd punching himself and Kevin Dunn immediately cutting back to the match.
It is Cincinnati.
It is Cincinnati.
I gotta say, I want to shout out the homeless of Cincinnati. Because
Shout out.
like one of my favorite things to do. So I was in Cincinnati last summer because my fiance had a conference and the hotel room was free, so I just tagged along. And I spent the day I had there free while she was at the conference doing a little walkabout of Cincy. And it's like, I can only describe it as there's an undercurrent of danger, but in like a weird way. Because it's a big city, but it's also Midwestern.
Yeah.
And so it's just everything's a little off.
Yeah, it's a David Lynch city.
Yes.
It is literally the vibe of like Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're in the bar.
God.
You at any moment you could be yelled at by Dennis Hopper about Heineken.
So what I'm saying is the guy punching himself is like full on like Black Lodge entity. Just like,
yeah. I've got here's another weird thing. First I have to note the trench digger neck bar in here.
Yeah.
And then why would the crisscross choke be illegal? Because they note in commentary that the crisscross like choke is like as if it would be illegal outside of it. But like Undertaker at the same time is doing like the Go-Go Plata Hell's Gate, right? That's literally killing people. That's killing people.
I love the inconsistency of pro wrestling rules is well discussed, but I love all the idiosyncrasies because it's like in like old school carnival catch, chokes were illegal.
Yeah, I was about to say
you could
like
only neck crank.
The absolute like hawk to a rug pull that is the sleeper the sleeper hold, which is technically a neck crank if you think about it, but it's called a sleeper hold, which causes people to go to sleep, not choke them unconscious, of course.
Yeah. I guess just crank their neck until they lose consciousness, like pulling an HDMI cord out.
That's much more. That's much more kosher.
Do you know the reason why they banned chokes?
No, I have no idea.
They're
actually.
worried kids would imitate it and kill their friends in blood choke.
Well, look how well that turned out for them. I'm just saying.
Listen. I've blood choked plenty of my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all fine.
I mean, I kind of understand because the idea is if you choke someone out and then you don't let go, they can die pretty quickly. Versus a crank, you would know the whole time, like they won't go unconscious.
Yeah, no, it does make sense.
Yeah, but in terms of having it as a rule stipulation in a grappling scenario is very funny.
It is super funny. Then we get a Benoit German.
Oh yeah, I mean, what can you say about his suplex? I love Finlay is fighting him the whole time.
Yes, I'm glad that Finlay was fighting it because there's so many that just go, oh, whoa.
Like, Walk, you've been mat returned before, right?
Yep.
Okay.
My ankle still remembers it.
But when you go down, you still have a window to fight it. And a lot of
Yes.
times in an amateur wrestling contest, it takes at least 2 to 3 mat returns to actually get someone down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so yeah, Finlay keeps trying to reach back for the head. It's really good.
Yeah, super good sequence. He hits 3 of those German suplexes, absolutely gorgeous. Then Benoit goes up for the headbutt, but no one is home, into a really mean dragon screw. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure that's
Yeah.
super mean one.
It's like
Uh,
Dragon Sleeper with the hammerlock to make sure that Benoit doesn't gain an advantage or gain any sort of like can grab his
yeah,
arm. I was like, dude, that is a hell of a submission from Finlay.
super cool. And then an actual headbutt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Into a ring corner bump, into a northern lariat, which is fucked. Uh,
Yes.
Yes.
Did we talk about when amidst this like bomb throwing segment when it slows down for a second and Finlay goes for the 3/4 Nelson, and he's like
Yeah.
trying to like go him over into a pin, and it also looks like he's trying to short arm Darce him.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Damn, Finlay is tearing into Benoit's neck. Yeah, that shit's mean as hell.
I'm a sucker for like a submission into a pin, like
Mhm.
that looks so natural as he's
Yeah.
turning him over.
And then Finlay does the what I can only describe as the sit on yo dick 9000 for a 2, which
I
is that
don't care.
big jumping whoopsie.
I don't care. I love the jumping whoopsie. I can't lie.
It's I think Michael Cole says, "Oh, he hit him right on the stomach," and then Taz says, "I think he hit him a little lower than the stomach."
Cole.
Also,
Cole?
earlier during one of the pinning attempts, Finlay eschews going for a pinning combination, and just puts his shin on Benoit's face while he's
Why not?
pinning him. Yeah,
Just why
it,
not?
it's awesome.
Just to be a little mean. I think there's a segment in this match where they go for the I think it's just like a regular pin, but Finlay goes for it like 5 times, just
Yeah,
like trying to get more leverage on Benoit, which is super cool. And then Michael Cole talks about See No Evil.
cool.
The less we talk about that movie, the better, probably.
Yeah,
May 19th.
There's a double nerve hold.
yep.
One of the submissions of all time.
Hmm. Yo, when
Then
you
there's
have a guy with Benoit with that bad of a neck, I can kind of
That's
buy it.
okay.
Yep.
You might be cooking with that one.
Yeah, a nerve hold does not work if they have a healthy neck, but if they have an unhealthy one, that might actually do something.
We've got to try it out on you, buddy.
My neck is good, okay? It's a strong neck. It's one of my legs that doesn't work too good, okay?
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Shitty on knee.
No, it's not the knee, it's a quad.
Oh, well, I mean they're basically attached to each other, so it's like
The knees are good for now.
for now.
Okay, yeah.
Benoit German suplex again, but Finlay headbutts to escape. But then Benoit hits an enzingiri, which is pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome.
And then they go to the outside, and then there's a disgusting German suplex on the outside. Foul, absolutely foul.
The FUD. It's the FUD.
Oh, and also
Mhm.
the way I know once again I'm the shoot style guy here, but the way Benoit he rotates, like he spins during it, to make sure he's clear of it and
Yes.
throws him fully overhead. It's
So
a
good.
realer way to do it, but also if you think about trying to do a German suplex, he kind of avoids taking a full back pump while
Yeah.
doing it, and it just looks that much more explosive as he's almost like losing control. If you think about it, if you rotated a little more, it would turn into almost like a rock bottom, like a Uranage.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The twist on it makes it look that much meaner.
Mhm. And then Chris Benoit does the reverse Dynamite Kid by doing a suplex into the ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's suplex into the ring. I wanted to talk about that because Oh my god, he's holding onto the singlet strap, and like
Mm-hmm.
planting him with Muay Thai knees, and then while
Yeah.
still holding on to
Yeah.
the singlet strap, then he like suplexes him over. Like just getting that little bit of leverage to blast the knees is so fucking cool.
So
Mm-hmm.
And then
good.
he
Super cool.
holds onto that grip and plants him with more suplexes.
Yeah, he hits a Three Amigos Shades of Mercedes Monet on him. And then there's a big push from Finlay. Uh, Finlay throws up on himself. If anybody else noticed that, he just kind of spittles on himself.
Yeah.
Finlay throws Benoit to the barricade. Then throws Benoit into the post.
Ooh.
I wonder what, I man, I wonder what happened to that Chris Benoit guy. You know.
Uh,
And
Yeah,
then they get in.
the post, call it selling or a concussion. The way
I'm
way
calling it a
Benoit,
concussion, brother.
you know that
Same.
meme that in every Benoit match there's the spot that makes you say, "Yep, that's what did it." Uh, the way he, I think one of the most disgusting things of people if you watch enough like real knockouts, um,
Mm-hmm.
versus how they're sold in pro wrestling, the most sickening part of the knockout to me is when a guy immediately tries to get back up and then
Yeah.
stumbles again. And you
Yeah.
can see
Yeah.
Benoit bracing himself, starts to get up, and then he just drops back onto the second turnbuckle, like
Mm.
has no equilibrium. It's
Yeah.
oh god, it's gross.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get back in the ring, Benoit manages to get into the crippler crossface
Oh
into an
yeah,
insta tap.
Yep.
it looks. I love the crippler crossface,
It's a
especially
really
because
cool
most of the
move.
time he goes first for a Fujiwara, and then goes to it after they're fighting the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super cool. Yeah, he does start it off with Fujiwara. I was like, why is the whole crowd popping for the Fujiwara armbar? That's not even his finish. And then pops it into the crossface, and I was like, oh, that's sick.
One of the
Yeah.
That's sick
best
as fuck,
transitions I've
actually.
seen is there's a Benoit TV match from around the same era where he starts with the Fujiwara, goes to the crippler crossface. They start to turn away to try to reverse it, and he goes back to the Fujiwara for the finish.
So cool.
Yeah. Um, anyone have closing thoughts about this match? Just amazing TV match. Way better than this crowd probably deserves.
No,
But
for real.
Yeah.
yeah,
For
Match of
real.
the show, for our show.
yeah.
Uh,
The main event of this, by the way, is Mark
oh, I
Henry
know
versus
this.
Rey Mysterio in a 5-minute match.
Oh man, I know Rey Mysterio's winning that one.
And also, right after this match is the Gemini versus Funaki and Scotty 2 Hotty.
What
So
the fuck?
yeah,
Dark
this is
dark days in WWE in the mid 2000s.
this is in the middle of the show.
Just, well, they have to keep the crowd's attention somehow, I guess.
Imagine seeing this and having to then go watch Scotty 2 Hotty.
WORM. I'm told that's the worm.
It's like how Nagata versus Sasaki is like the third to last match on the card.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's messed up.
Because it's there's an all-star tag and then Takayama versus Nakamura in the main event, which is a
Isn't
worthy main event, but
yeah?
but
Wasn't that for the belt?
the Nagata one,
Yeah.
no.
No? Okay, so it just felt like
Nagata had
it
dropped the
deserved the
belt.
belt.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just that good. Okay.
Sam, do you have any last
Wow,
thoughts
that
on
is
this match?
crazy. It's nuts.
Man, it's crazy to find such a crazy great match in that era, but then you realize that it's Finlay and Chris Benoit just doing what they do best. And my final note is, no matter what everyone says, when you do watch his matches, fuck Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really cool what he did.
No. He was a real jerk, that guy.
That Chris Benoit guy, he's a real jerk.
Speaking of things with main events that are questionable, we go to Evolve 9, Gargano versus Taylor. I love me some
Fuck you,
sexy
Gargano!
I
My
love me
bad.
some sexy Chucky, but oof on a Gargano match.
Just a tiny bit.
Listen, as an expert on Johnny Gargano, as a guy who's seen all of the Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano
Why?
matches,
Why?
My condolences.
sometimes you're bored.
That is. I don't want to diss Adam Cole because A, he seems like an amazing person, and
Very nice
B,
man.
uh, like, he's not a bad wrestler by any means. But I mean,
He's fine.
part of the issue is for the last like 3 to 4 years he's been physically fucked.
Yeah.
Because I remember loving like when he first went to AEW, the stuff he did against like Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
That shit's
There are a lot of
peak.
really great work, but it's rough in like especially like bloated NXT like 30-minute match Adam Cole. It's rough when you have to be really bad to be noticeably worse than him in those title
Yeah.
matches. And Johnny Gargano, man, oof,
Oof is right.
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it is. We'll say this match. It is bloated. I probably have the least to say about it of the other ones.
I do as
but
well.
It is rough though that this is just before a 20-minute Johnny Gargano match, because this is at least viscerally fun. I imagine this is not like a defense of like the match is actually like amazing, but I imagine seeing this live would be much better.
Oh, for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I'd be popping like crazy seeing this live.
Yeah.
And having to go from that to Johnny Gargano, I would emulate myself or just leave.
I like how we gave a whole speech about how Adam Cole seems like a nice guy. Johnny Gargano, fuck that guy. Hey,
He
hey.
seems like a nice man.
He seems like a nice man. He seems like a massive fucking nerd. They're both nerds.
Yeah.
Truly, the same side of the coin or whatever. But we are talking about Finlay.
Friend of
versus
the show,
Sammy?
friend of the show, Sammy Callahan.
Yeah,
Hey!
for the show, Sammy Callahan. Hooray!
And this is Sammy Callahan is just before his body is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Bump Freak, I don't think maybe we'll have to do a full Sammy Callahan episode.
We probably should.
But the streets do not talk about Sammy Callahan as much as they should because Bump Freak
Agreed.
Sammy era. Oh my god.
That guy's there's a reason people thought he was going to be the next thing since sliced bread and not like John Moxley.
There is a weird because people talk about Chris Hero was almost a member of the Shield, but if you slot out like Seth Rollins for Sammy Callahan, that is a really interesting alternate history.
Yeah.
Because you talk
Yeah.
I do think
Sorry, go ahead.
I do like the idea of like Sammy Callahan and John Moxley, and also Roman's there. I think that's a very funny group where it's like two like garbage like rats, and then there's like the most handsome man ever.
Yeah. Well, because when I think about Sammy, though, of how I think it wouldn't be necessarily redundant to have two John Moxleys, because, like, it's part of the thing about when Mox went there, the question was, how does he go beyond being a deathmatch guy, especially in a more sanitized product? And, there are growing pains, but, under the tutelage of a guy like Regal, he becomes like, a guy who's better at the traditional style, because he, was getting better towards the end of his indie run.
Yeah.
When he was working in like Dragon Gate USA.
Yeah.
But Sammy is the prototype Darby Allin in many ways. And I think being a bump freak like that, I think he could have put on good matches on WWE television personally.
Yeah. I think this match almost in a sense is sort of confirmation of that in a way.
Yeah, because this could be a Finlay match versus him on like SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very much like a prototype like Darby Must Die match.
Yeah. I also appreciate as well that there's I don't know if you guys picked it up, it almost felt like there was this dynamic of this young fighting bastard going up against the fighting bastard in a certain degree.
Sammy for most of the match is attempting to match Finlay's freak.
Yeah.
He has a singlet. He has a singlet.
He does have a singlet. He has... Okay. Here's the smacked ass of the night, everybody. Fit Finlay looks like a smacked ass.
Yeah.
What? My brother in Christ, what are you doing with the red shamrocks?
Orange?
Red shamrock? Orange? Orange
Yeah.
shamrocks?
Orangey red.
He's got the goddamn gamer fuel, like Mountain Dew flavored ring gear on. Wow, it is just bad ring gear. It's not like comically bad like bad 80s ring gear, but like I just wear it's the same thing I have with like Sheamus when he wears red. Put on green, bro. I don't you just look better with green. It's come on, man. Come on, man.
I do have
Come on,
Hey, you
now.
should,
the
all I'll
Sheamus
say is you
action
should see
figure
him
I
in
have,
purple.
the Sheamus action figure I have sitting on my desk here is in red.
That action figure sucks, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
But I'll say this as a preview before we get into the specifics of this match. This match isn't a bad match, but it should have been
No.
15 minutes.
Holy shit.
Oh,
it
it
is
absolutely
too
should have been
long.
15. It is way too long. Way
It
too
is-
long a match.
It is 30 minutes.
23, but yeah, it feels like 30 minutes.
I
It's
get
so
that.
long.
I get that Gabe had the prospect of bringing Fit in, and it was like that, and the awesome prospect of that, and I could put him up against Sammy because they've got like this really mean streak. And it didn't have to be 30 minutes, Gabe. I'm just saying, it really did not have to be 30 minutes.
No,
It is
not really.
Too long. Also, I want to note the rules for Evolve. These guys are fucking nerds. Why is there a 20 count?
Japan,
Because
brother.
Japan.
We love Japanese wrestling.
It's really funny that
Dorks.
Sapolsky, in many ways, like he has, like some of his flaws as a booker are the same as Tony Khan. You know, giving guys who don't need it like 20 to 25 minutes.
Most of
and
those
just-
guys that don't need it are pretty cool.
Yeah, and then to his defense, that's something Tony has gotten a lot better at. Is allowing people to have shorter matches, especially on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're seeing some Sapolskyism here.
There is.
Which sounds like an obscure branch of Marxism.
It does sound like an obscure branch of
Because
Marxism.
it's like Jewish last name plus weird economic theory. That's how you get to something. Is
It's just Marxism, but you're allowed to steal.
a Leninist Sapolskyist.
Yeah. Wait, that's so true though. Wait, this guy's cooking.
The mat work here was my favorite part. Because the bomb throwing and just like bump freak gets redundant. One of my favorite things in this whole match, and it's so little, he goes into like a bulldog choke, switches to a half Nelson, and then fully rolls Sammy over, like wrenching on that half Nelson into a pin. And it's such like a little thing. But I love just trying to bully him in that way, and not just with strikes like how he does a lot of the match, but bullying him on the mat, which also makes sense because Sami Callihan is not a mat worker, to say the least.
No, they, as it turns out in the CZW dojo, they don't teach much grappling.
Well, he is to some extent a Les Thatcher boy.
Oh,
yeah.
So maybe
that Thatcher guy sucks at grappling.
He may have learned that and then just decided not to do it.
Yeah. I can actually list out how many times Sammy gets offense off this entire match on maybe one hand. Almost two. Almost two. He loves chops. I believe in total he does 8 chops across the entire match.
Oh my god.
He does a backdrop driver, a Death Valley driver, an enziguri. If I had a nickel for every time there was an enziguri across these matches, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. There's another chop. Sliding forearm. So I have officially hit my second hand.
Nice.
For the rest of it, it is all Finlay. It is all Finlay. Finlay does the Marab bit where he picks you up and puts you on his shoulders.
Yep.
He soccer kicked Sammy.
Oh, he does. Good lord, does he kick Sam? Like I think it's the term is he beat 7 bells of crap out of Sammy Callahan in this match.
He is taking advantage of the fact that Evolve doesn't have a kick. You can't kick a dude while they're down
Yeah,
rule because he is like they had to have had something backstage where they didn't like each other because holy fuck does
That
Finlay
or-
just lay it in.
Or Finlay really likes him as a wrestler, and that's why he's doing it.
There is
Yeah.
no wiggle room, is there?
Well, because there's like, with a lot of wrestlers, to go very brutal, you have to have a level of comfortability with the other guy.
Yeah, it's like.
So this might actually be a show of respect by Finlay, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, it's like how teenagers are only comfortable being like rude to people. Well, rude, quote unquote, to their parents. And they wouldn't do that with like random other people.
Can we talk about Finlay's elbow drops, by the way? I've never seen him do them outside of this match, and they're gnarly.
He, I wonder if he's doing the same philosophy as his knee drops, where
Yes,
he is
I was
just
thinking
laying
that.
his entire elbow into your forehead.
I think the saving grace of this match is I'm just like, oh, that's a new way to hurt people.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's the weird figure 4 thing that Finlay does.
Yeah.
And then he does like I don't know how to describe it. A sharpshooter, but the foot is on his Higuchi.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is some good reffing here. The ref is counting all the pinfalls when Sammy's shoulders are on the mat.
It's so good. It's
very nice. It's very nice.
It's good to see a competent ref, isn't it?
It's it's pretty cool. There's a cat. I believe they noted as a stretch muffler thing. But it's like a stretch muffler calf slicer. Whew, that looks mean. I think at one point during the Marab bit, Finlay like pushes Sammy off the top rope to fall to the earth. No help.
Yeah, like he does this he does it twice, but the way he yanks Sammy off is just like he just takes that leg and just goes, "You're coming with me."
Off you go. And then the commentary notes that this is the biggest match of Sammy's career.
Not true.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because he's main evented.
The cage.
Yeah, he's main evented many a CZW match. He's faced.
Main evented a Cage of Death.
Yep.
11, one of the most popular, most famous Cages of Death.
Most famous Cages of Death. He's also been a top guy in PWG at this point, I think.
Yeah, he had the cat
sorry, just after it. This is
yes, he did.
But yeah, he's done huge stuff in CZW.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing to say because this is just a what looks like to be a Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, he's also worked a few years before this IWA Mid-South.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
He was sort of like a mid-card to lower-card guy there, but he had some big matches with Hero.
Yeah.
So not remotely true, I guess is the point I'm getting at.
Yeah, for sure. It is nowhere near true. Yeah. Several air crashes occur. Onto Sammy, just absolutely blowing him to bits. Oh, I forgot to note the legendary big leg exploder on the rail. I forgot what that move is called, where you grab the person's leg and then you just drop them onto the rail. Whatever that thing is called. Shit's mean.
Yes, it is.
Shit's real mean. And then there's the tombstone at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the pinfall finish.
You'll be happy to know, by the way, while we were talking, I found Les Thatcher's Twitter. I forgot he was still alive, first of all.
How old is he? Hang on.
He was born in 1940, so he is
85. Holy shit.
And you'll be happy to know, despite most old wrestler Twitters, it is fully wholesome.
Oh,
Let's
He's just
go.
he's just wishing his friends happy birthdays and posting old clips of AWA when he used to wrestle in AWA. So
that's adorable.
that's my full approval.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That is awesome. That
And
is.
just he's also tweeting out like indie matches whenever I just see every time Timothy Thatcher wrestles, he posts him.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
my guy.
So yeah,
That's
I think to sum up everyone's thoughts, this match is way too long. If I was there live, I think I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once again, inventing new ways to hurt people I hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm. It's a mean old match.
Darn right.
Darn right.
I think I'll leave us here. I think any closing thoughts about Finlay, because I also it can't be remiss him as a trainer has been so important to wrestling,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
what he did with the women's division.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To be given that as a joke, but then to end up actually putting on really like great work with them, and the fact that through his training he was able to get Trish and Lita a Raw main event. Dude was absolutely instrumental in the women's division at that time being taken somewhat seriously.
It's awesome.
He's and I've said this before, but whatever the issues with WWE developmental is, it's clearly not the coaching staff.
Mhm.
Because right now they have Finlay and Norman Smiley and William Regal, but for all intents and purposes, they should be cranking out mat work wizards.
Yes, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've always respected Finlay because I knew about his training, and I've seen prior to going into this, I'd seen his WWE work where he was just a guy who was a lower mid card dude who was clearly way too good for it. But seeing him in his prime really made me appreciate him.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have any closing thoughts on the man?
His name is Finlay, and he likes to fight.
That's true.
I've always appreciated Finlay's in-ring work as a guy who, despite going, starting off with Catch in Britain and then eventually going off to, have tours in Germany, Japan, America, even though he would adapt to those styles, he never faltered in being a mean Irish wanker to his opponents.
Good turn.
And I always appreciate that from Finlay, that he's a wrestler with a mean streak in him. And I love that.
Just a mean old bastard.
By the way, according to Cage Match, he did do judo at some point.
Oh, let's go.
Which that does not surprise me. I don't because Sam, how big were martial arts in the 70s and 80s in Britain?
Tremendously huge. I mean, Bruce Lee is pretty much a minor prophet over here, and when his films came out over here, everyone wanted to be Bruce Lee. So it doesn't surprise me that
I assumed obviously karate, but yeah, I was curious whether judo would be something that
I think it's weird that any and every martial art was kind of got a following purely based again on Bruce Lee. So it was either karate, judo. Those have been always the too big, and then Taekwondo came in as well. So it's crazy.
Oh, I guess with Hong Kong, Britain just they colonized the correct places to get good culture.
It's crazy, isn't it? How that was.
Hey.
You got that. You got Jamaica. You got India. Which don't support colonization, but man, from a cultural perspective, that was some good imports.
It's pretty cool. I wish we could have. I wish it wasn't so mean. I want to note something. I was looking through a couple other Fit Finlay matches, and I found one called Fit Finlay versus Kung Fu. So
yeah,
me talking about Kung Fu Kyle. I guess that's.
You weren't far off.
That's a dude. I guess
You
that's a
weren't
dude.
far off.
Which is great because Kung Fu Kyle would be a like a backyard wrestler. Current like if that was a name for modern day, it would be like Mike Bailey, but the guy's fat.
I was-
Oh my god, it'd be Shinigami from Street League.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's who.
yeah.
I'm not even mentioning. I'm not even mentioning to Walk that Kung Fu was actually from Wales, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, of course it's a bros. I mean, come on now. I think I'm scrolling through the video and that is just a blonde dude with a bowl cut.
Welsh Bushido.
Bushido.
Well, she don't.
And I think on that note.
Yeah, I think we can end here.
Agreed. Agreed.
This has been the Bati-Bati Book Club. That's my good friend Sam. That's my good friend Squill. And I am Smoke. And I'll see you again another time. Bye!